I am going to recap a 2015 drama movie, named Love. So, let's begin. Murphy is sleeping in his apartment in Paris when his phone starts ringing. He wakes up and looks to his left where a woman is sleeping peacefully. It is raining heavily outside, signaling the start of what might be a good year since it is January. Murphy gets up and goes to get his phone. A panicked voice from the other side of the call jolts him awake. A woman is worried since she hasn't heard from her daughter in 3 months. The woman is afraid that the girl might have taken her life since she had seemed depressed. The woman wants to know if Murphy has spoken to the girl, but Murphy is as clueless as the girl's mother. A little flashback explains who the woman is and why the news of her disappearance hits Murphy so hard. A few years ago, Murphy moved from America to Paris to study at a cinema film. He had dreams of making a film that would capture the sentimentality of love and sex. Hopefully, the said film would be the stepping stone that he needs to make it in the industry. Murphy is at school currently, so he is content with being patient for a while. One day, Murphy is preaching about his views on love and the meaning of life. He has quite an audience, and he intrigues them by expressing his views and hopes that these words will be remembered when he is the great filmmaker he wants to be. In the meeting, Murphy meets a beautiful French woman called Electra. He is deeply infatuated and talks to her. Electra at the moment feels that love should be great since life is love. She has such high expectations about love that soon prove to be unrealistic. Soon, the two start dating. The scene shows the two going on dates at restaurants, art museums, and other historical sites. It is in one of these areas that they first kiss, signaling the start of a physical relationship between the two. Murphy and Electra have a wild relationship. It appears that both of them are pretty adventurous and are willing to add some spice to their sex lives. The two go to clubs and have fun, hoping that the booze will lower their inhibitions. The two are willing to push each other and do some of their deep desires. However, the relationship has several ups and downs. While everything seems perfect to begin with, the two quickly start falling out. Electra seems to find fault in almost everything that Murphy does since her idea of love does not exist. Murphy, on the other hand, is not willing to admit when he is at fault. He is angry when Electra goes to parties without him, and he lashes out often. He also lies continually about his whereabouts, leaving Electra worried about where the relationship is going. Another thing that the two have in common is their drug use. Each time, the two end up failing to do their work because they are too strung up. Murphy even ends up insulting a renowned producer when he calls his script ideas bogus. Their relationship becomes strained, but the two become more adventurous. One day, the two were caught being indecent in a club. They are arrested and taken to the police station. The officer warns Murphy about his reckless behavior and drug use, but Murphy is not in the least interested in that. After the two were released, they go home. Electra does not like that the two had been busted, but Murphy convinces her that all is okay. Every argument is followed by some sweet love-making sessions and tender moments that erase all doubt and give hope to the future. Murphy lives in a small apartment. Right across from him, a beautiful Danish teenager called Omi moves in. Omi is attractive and friendly, so she instantly makes friends with Murphy and Electra. One evening, Electra talks to Murphy about acting out their deepest fantasy. Murphy is against the idea at first, but since he is an adventurous soul, he agrees to do it. Electra wants to have a three-way with their neighbor Omi. Electra invites Omi over for dinner and tells her about the plan. Omi, being a rebellious teen herself, agrees to it. The three then indulge in their fantasies and have a very exciting night. The night goes a long way in rekindling their spark in sex and the relationship. Murphy is content with the way things are, and Electra feels that love is possible if only you are adventurous and daring enough. This is quickly proved untrue since Murphy is a man and might want to chew more than he can swallow. Electra leaves to visit her mother one time and Murphy is left to his devices. One morning, he sees Omi through her window. He greets her and strikes an easy conversation. Since Murphy is alone, he invites Omi over and the invite ends up with them having sex. Unfortunately, the wrapper breaks. Murphy wants Omi to take the pill, but she refuses since she is against abortion. Omi becomes pregnant from the affair. When Murphy learns about this, he is quite devastated, but he knows that Omi will not terminate the pregnancy. Omi is also not interested in being a single parent, so she asks Murphy to man up. This means that Murphy will have to explain the situation to Electra. When he delivers the news, Electra is below livid. She cannot believe that the whole thing is a mess that she created. She also feels betrayed by the fact that the very person she considered a friend would betray her. By the end of 2 years, the two were completely different. While Murphy was handsome, well-groomed, and soft-spoken, the drugs have taken a toll on him, making him look like the worst version of himself. It reaches a point where Electra asks that the two take a break from their relationship and each other. This is very difficult for Murphy since Electra had spoken about him being the one for her. Elektra feels that the two should protect each other, and the only way to do that is to part ways. Murphy has no choice but to live with OMI and take care of his future kid. The scene then cuts to the phone call and present. Murphy muses at how Elektra's mother had called worried about her. This is funny since Elektra's mother had once questioned what his intentions for her daughter were. He also remembers how Elektra's childhood was fueled by unrequited love, making her perspective about love tainted. He recalls how Elektra would threaten to commit the unthinkable anytime anything would go wrong. Murphy feels that maybe she might have gone ahead and done just that, but he cannot be sure. He had a rough childhood as well. However, he knows that it is no excuse for the way he behaved toward Elektra. He feels that he could have been a better boyfriend and tried to fight for his love. Ultimately, he is in love with Elektra even if their relationship was super messed up. What makes him feel even worse is the fact that he never pursued his cinema dreams since he has an 18-year-old to care for. The truth is that Murphy's addiction, dreams to be big, and infidelity were the main cause of his demise. Now, he is stuck in a relationship where he feels trapped. He also despises OMI since her pregnancy was what made him commit to her. If she had terminated the pregnancy, then Elektra would not have left him. The emotions overwhelm Murphy, and he goes to the bathtub. He remembers the first time that he was with Elektra. The scene shifts to show the first time that Elektra and Murphy made love. It also shows the last time that the two were together. The setting is the same, but the second scene is colder. This was when Elektra and Murphy realized that they are not who they thought they would be. Murphy realizes that all that is left in his life are the memories of Elektra and a relationship he never embraced. Murphy starts crying in the tub. He imagines Elektra coming to check up on him. He is in a happy relationship with him, and she is heavily pregnant. In the real sense, OMI wakes up and strolls into the bathroom. She finds Murphy crying. Instead of consoling him, she looks at him and then walks back, leaving him there. She is aware of his feelings, and she knows that he harbors nothing but resentment and despise for her. However, it is what it is, and he can do nothing about it. She also knows that she cannot help him in any way since Murphy would never accept help from her. His resentment, self-hatred, and regret might be his undoing. Murphy watches her walk away, and he feels dead inside. Murphy starts realizing that he made a big mistake and his life has lost all meaning. He also understands that Elektra is nothing more but a memory, and the thought of her might lead to his demise. This reality starts setting in, and he knows that hoping to rewrite the past is not something he can do. He is lost in thought when his son, Gaspar, comes in. He is sad to see his father in that state, and he hugs him tightly. The hug makes Murphy realize that he has not been a good father to his son or a good husband to his wife. The film ends as Murphy realizes that the future depends on what he can do now. Either way, Elektra is not coming back, nor is he regaining his youth. The sooner he can let that go, the quicker he can begin to heal, forgive, and move on. And the movie ends here.